I want to draw your attention to is that your budget, even the one that you brought, your budget, it betrays your priorities. You see, like they say, don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me your budget, and I will see what you value. This budget that you have brought is the budget in which you have told us, first of all, that you value Ghanaian women so much that you are going to set up a bank for them, the Women's Development Bank. You have put $51 million allocation, 51 million cedis, 51 million cedis allocation in this budget for the Women's Development Bank. And then you have put 70 million cedis for research at Jubilee House.
Oppong Nkrumah and Stephen Amoah Parliament ho expose bi omodi ato form no afi no obi aye din tie wo eri asemwa wo se nche eno mko ready budget omko ready e kire Ghana for 2025 year budget omko ready kire na utim se budget no amanfo na tenase kan ma akudi akudum pempemso se jack ensema nkofo edi bre yi ene de omo kan wa bonten no enye pe enti eye Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah ene Stephen Amoah akwa ready budget no edi akire Ghana for say masa mumra metie na nkofo ne budget no mo be kan de kire mo na to force be kan de kire mo no omo obaabia a ompese sika no mudi ko wura ene omo obaabia a omo beso mudi sika be wura eno ana nkofo mebiri na echese sei na tie dia ene na NDC fo no efo mo ho adwena anse na omo ba eye parliament wo mbese mese mo time yenko tie de eye Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah ekaye ansanya betie Stephen Amoah de.
I want to draw your attention to is that your budget, even the one that you brought, your budget, it betrays your priorities. You see, like they say, don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me your budget, and I will see what you value. This budget that you have brought is the budget in which you have told us, first of all, that you value Ghanaian women so much that you are going to set up a bank for them, the Women's Development Bank. You have put $51 million allocation, 51 million cedis, 51 million cedis allocation in this budget for the Women's Development Bank. And then you have put 70 million cedis for research at Jubilee House. You see your priorities? The budget is beginning to betray your priorities. You give all of the women in Ghana who are looking for this bank 51 million, and then you give research at the office of the president 70 million Ghana cedis. You are beginning to see your priorities. Honorable Deputy Minister, you told us that something has happened that's never happened. The president has gone to negotiate minimum wage. How much? 10%. By the way, the previous administration did way better, 25% plus. But while you are increasing minimum wage by 10%, you have increased the compensation budget at the Office of Government Machinery by over 720%. Over 720%. This is what the leader of the minority said, that very soon we will see the true colors of the umbrella. You see, your priorities are beginning to show. You need not less than about 1 billion Ghana cedis to close the infrastructure gap within senior high schools. You say you don't have fiscal space, you don't have money for it, but you have found 4.1 billion cedis to buy gold. Gold that was being bought from liquidity that was being brought into the jurisdiction by foreign companies that wanted to buy the gold. Now you want to take taxpayers' money, 4 billion Ghana cedis, to go and buy gold. Are you seeing your priorities now? You have made available 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure at the Office of Government Machinery. What are you buying there? More cars or what? 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure. And yet you say to the young people of this country that there is no space. Paragraph 478. That's why I'm worrying whether you've read it. Paragraph 478. You say there's no fiscal space to recruit young people into the public service. But you find 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure, to buy cars and other things. Are you seeing where your priorities are? If I take you into a further analysis of your own numbers, Honorable Deputy Minister, your own numbers. Like my brother John Jinapo used to say, Mr. Speaker, We have run the regression analysis and the correlation analysis on this side, and we know all the figures. I'm happy he's here in the chamber. Mr. Speaker, we have also run the analysis. If you look at compensation allocations, Honorable Deputy Minister, do I have your attention? You will find that for the Office of Government Machinery, you have allocated 2.7 billion for compensation. By the way, when it was 327, you used to complain and do press conferences. Now it's 2.7 billion. But what is even more worrying, the economic sector ministries, 7 of them, the ones that are responsible for generating growth, expansion of the economy and jobs for people, you have given them a paltry 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. You value Office of Government Machinery compensation more than 7 economic ministries. You were telling us a few minutes ago that infrastructure is the most important thing. While you have made available 2.7 billion cedis for compensation at the Office of Government Machinery, Honorable Deputy Minister, if you check your budget, the numbers, do you know how much you have given for compensation for the infrastructure sector ministries? A paltry 700 million Ghana cedis. So your budget is showing your priorities.
We any someone could do Oppong Nkrumah kekai. And wo busa say, baby a Bible crash baby wo japade wo no. E ho na wawa koma yeden. Ewo. Enti se nkofo na yesa adwumadi we wa abonten dia. Ne se ye ho no mo akoma no wo. Ti komoni pa o. Na owie na Stephen Amoah enso start e. And also file the same budget no by 2025 year no. And also sani mugu a form.
Came to this August House to present to us just an extract, and I'm quoting him. 2025 budget speech presented by Dr. Fiscal MP, Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, we inherited an economy in deep crisis, hard hit with debt. Mr. Speaker, the same budget they presented this year. I want each and every one here, Tom, Dick, and Harry, to understand the fact that anybody that concentrates only on the nominal figure when it comes to debt is suffering from unconscious incompetence. Because, Mr. Speaker, practically, you can pick a very rich man such as Kwame Despite, as we all know, whose debt runs into billions of dollars. And you can pick somebody like Dr. Stephen Amoah. I also have a company. My debt running into just thousands of Ghana cedis. But mine is an issue because it can only be analyzed based on my asset value. So we talk about debt to GDP. And this is where I want us to teach the students out there the right thing. This house is very august, and we need to accord it that reputation. It is extremely important. Mr. Speaker, they presented 61.7 thereabout percent in terms of debt to GDP that we left for them. They are saying we left it in crisis. This is their own budget. Mr. Speaker, this is 2016 budget. They did it. They left that to GDP over 70%. It's only Ghana. I'm giving what they even wrote. It's here. It is only Ghana that a caretaker of an institution will leave a debt to asset value or percentage over 70%, comes back for the same institution, met 61.7 thereabout, and the person will describe yours, because the NDC are brothers and sisters, they believe only in communist inferior taxes, propaganda. They think it's all about lies. Mr. Speaker, let's not go there. We are talking about our GDP. This is what I have. This is the world's global economic growth target. It was what? 3.2%. Mr. Speaker, we left 5.7%. Mr. Speaker, this is their own budget. They just presented. This is debt to GDP is 61.7, better than yours. See this. This is the most recent budget they left. Mr. Speaker, just look at a few of the relevant items. 2016, agri growth was 2.7%. We left 2.8. Crops, they left 2.2. We left 3.2. Mr. Speaker, industry, they left 4.3. We left 7. Mr. Speaker, I think it is appropriate you are called this house the needed respect. It's a reputational house. Your constituents are watching you. So can you allow me to speak? Mr. Speaker, when it comes to mining and quarrying, they left negative 0.2. We left 9.4. When it comes to electricity, they left negative 5.8. We left 2.0. When it comes to construction, they left 8.4. We left 9.6. Mr. Speaker, now you come to services. They left 2.8. We left 5.9. Then you come to trade, repair of vehicles, household goods, negative 0.4. We left 3.6. You are telling us, oh, this is from the NDC. This is NDC's own data. It's not from MPP. You brought it. So if it's not correct, tell me. I don't think you are deceiving us. For once, I trust your work. Mr. Speaker, you come to information and communication. They left 5.6. We left 15.8. Mr. Speaker, education, all over the world, the most essential areas in any serious socio-economic jurisdiction is twofold: education and health. That was why a lot of Ghanaians were surprised that as a social democrat, you could even withdraw teachers and nurses' allowances. You have no idea how to manage a sustainable economic framework. You only do propaganda. Mr. Speaker, 2016, they left 2.3. We left 2.7. Health and social work, they left 4.0. We left 4.4. Then you come to the House, you wrote that we left economy that is in crisis. Thanks be to God, talking about the economy, as I said, it's not describing what you see. Mr. Speaker, then let's talk about serious issues here. COGM against education and other aspects. In fact, the monies they are actually taken to Office of Government Machinery. Mr. Speaker, in terms of percentage increase, it is 728.22%. It has never happened in the history of this country before. Do you mean to build this economy? Do you mean to build this economy for tomorrow? Do you see the poor ones on the street there? Do you care about their future? Do you drive between Adanta and Ridge? Do you see the case there? Have you been to Mokola? See how mothers are suffering, and you are taking everything to listen. You cause it. You are causing it. Mr. Speaker, there. Mr. Speaker, then we want to come to taxes. This is of great importance to me. It looks as if politics is driving all of us to the extent that we don't even care about our fiscal policies or frameworks. The NDC guys, my brothers and sisters, make arbitrary decisions in managing our fiscal space. So they say anything, they quote anything, they decide, they've forgotten that managing tax policies are calibrated in nature. You look at the relationship between the elementary or the fundamental or definitional elements of your fiscal space, then you decide to increase taxes, reduce, or even maintain what you have. I don't think they do any serious econometrics or mathematics. They just wake up and they say, we are increasing this, we are increasing that. There is nowhere in this world that you just wake up one day and say you want to increase taxes and you do. No. Check 2017 under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Ekuonaba, the man that you guys will remember one day. He actually reduced or entirely took away tax items amounting to about, in terms of nominal figures, between 12 and 17. These were the days that Kayayo tax, condom tax, real estate tax, medicines imported but not produced in Ghana. Go and check.
Tie sa conversation mienu ene sika oma broswa. Ghana ho no Jack e wo so obi atimi ekosuku kinkan. Na obi de ade be kire wo a wati magic krata no na wo so wakan de wom. Ansa na wo ho asem ka waka. Kwanya nsem wo mbe kinkan yi pa na metia na menim sese na tie o. He